I'd barely made it through the door when the buzz of my phone pulled me out of my thoughts. My eyes flicked to the screen, and there it was, Maddie. My heart stuttered. For a moment I froze, my thumb hovering over the screen. It felt like the air around me had thickened, like I couldn't breathe without answering. She was the last person I thought I'd ever hear from again. I told myself I was done with her, told myself it wasn't worth it. I told myself I'd moved on, so I did what I knew I had to do. I didn't pick up. I let it ring out. The silence that followed felt heavier than it should have. I set my phone down on the counter and tried to shake it off, but I couldn't. I told myself it was nothing. It wasn't even a real call. She was probably just looking for some kind of comfort, some validation for whatever mess her life had become. No longer her safety net. Then it buzzed again, a no number this time. Logan, ... The voicemail pinged in my ears. Her voice was small, desperate, like she was struggling to breathe. I messed up. I need you. Please, just pick up. I don't know who else to call. I ... double quotes, the message cut off, but I didn't need to hear the rest. The truth settled deep inside me. I wasn't the person she should be reaching out to. I wasn't her rescue anymore. But the next morning, I couldn't escape it. I'd just gotten to work, barely enough time to sip my coffee, when my phone buzzed again. The notifications flashed across the screen, too many to ignore. I clicked one, and there it was, a video. Someone's blurry shot, clearly filmed from behind tinted windows. I hit play. There she was, standing outside my building, crying, holding herself like she was falling apart. But that wasn't the worst part. It wasn't just her, Blake. That was the last face I expected to see. He was sitting there in the driver's seat of a black car, his eyes hidden behind dark sunglasses, watching her like he owned the whole damn street. The video didn't need any sound. The message was clear. I'd been replaced. She wasn't just reaching out because she needed help. She was reaching out because she needed someone to fix the mess she'd created, someone she could control. And I wasn't that guy anymore. I didn't even think when I slammed my phone down on the desk. My coworker Tessa slid into the seat across from me a second later, eyebrows raised. You saw the video, didn't you? Her voice was sharp, knowing. I saw it. I gritted my teeth. Logan, this is a trap. She leaned forward, eyes narrowing. You're not her safety net anymore, remember? The last thing you need is to get tangled back in her mess. I nodded, but deep down, I could already feel the old impulse bubbling to the surface. Go to her. Fix it. Prove she still matters. I couldn't shake the feeling, no matter how hard I tried. It wasn't my job to save her anymore, but why did it still hurt so damn much to see her so lost? The memories hit me like a wave, crashing hard and fast. Maddie and me sitting on the worn-out carpet of my old apartment, eating cheap pizza, laughing about nothing, swearing we'd never turn into those people. We'd promised we'd never be fake. We were young, sure, but it felt real, like it was us against the world. But now I can't even look at a pizza without feeling like a fraud. I replayed the day she left, over and over, trying to convince myself that it wasn't what it felt like. She made it sound like leaving was a step forward for her, like choosing Blake over me wasn't a betrayal, it was growth. Growth. The words sting now, but back then I thought I understood. I was too naive, too in love to see how she twisted everything. I shoved my phone into my pocket and let the bitterness settle. But Miles isn't giving me a break. He's been watching me sulk for days, ever since the video went viral. Logan, let's get coffee. He doesn't ask. He just says it like it's happening, whether I want it or not. I give in. We sit at the usual place, sipping bitter coffee that tastes more like regret than anything else. You still defending her? Miles is sharp, his words like a slap. I try to brush it off, cracking a smile like it's no big deal. I'm not defending anyone, I mutter, taking a gulp to hide how much that question stings. Bullshit. You've been defending her for years. He leans forward, eyes narrowing. Did she ever apologize, or did she just upgrade? The words stop me cold. Upgrade. That's what it was, wasn't it? She upgraded her life while I was stuck in the past, playing the fool. I open my mouth to say something to defend her, but the words catch in my throat. I want to tell him that I don't hate her, that I'm not bitter, but the truth is too much to admit. She chose Blake over me, and it wasn't just a decision. It was a betrayal. I'm saved from saying anything else by the buzz of my phone. Mom, I don't hesitate. I swipe to answer. Logan. Her voice is soft, too soft, but I know it's coming. She's always had a way of cutting through my defenses. Don't confuse history with love. I stop breathing. Her words hit me hard, deeper than anything else. I can feel her voice settle in my chest, making everything in me hurt. Mom, Logan, you're not a kid anymore. She sighs, a soft sound full of something I can't name. You need to let go of the past. It doesn't love you back. Her words are sharp, but the way she says them makes it feel like a warning. I stare at my phone, numb. She's right. She's always been right. But it doesn't stop the ache from bleeding through. When I hang up, I'm not ready to let the silence settle. Instead, I grab my jacket and head to the one place I know I can escape my thoughts for a while, the old shoebox in my closet. It's where I've kept everything from the past, every letter she wrote, every stupid token of our so-called forever. I pull it out, my fingers trembling as I lift the lid. I'm not sure why I do this to myself. Throw it all away, burn it, forget it. But I can't. I dig through the letters, each one a reminder of how she used to say, I'll never leave you. I wish I could have believed it. Wish I could have been stronger. But it wasn't real. I flick through the pages until one letter catches my eye. It's a torn piece of paper. Her handwriting hurried. I promise I'll always be here, no matter what. You're my best friend. But then there's something else. At the bottom of the page, in smaller writing, is a sentence I don't remember ever seeing. Blake will always be there for me. I need him now. My stomach drops, the world tilting with a weight I wasn't ready for. She made a promise to him, the same one she made to me, and I'd never even known about it. I hadn't just been betrayed, I was the last one to know the truth. I closed the box, my hands shaking. It doesn't matter how many letters I find. None of them will bring me back to who we were. None of them will undo what she did. The email hits my inbox like a punch to the gut. See Blake's name at the top, and I almost don't want to open it, but I do. It's a lawyer style. Message professionally worded, but dripping with thinly veiled threats. It's full of legal jargon, but the meaning's clear. Stop engaging with Madison. Like I'm the problem here. Like I'm the one making things worse for her. I close my eyes and let out a long breath, feeling that cold, familiar anger rising. I think about all the times I bent over backward for Maddie, thinking we'd end up together, and now this. Blake doesn't just own the money. He owns the power to make me feel small again. That thought alone sets something off in me. I'm not going to let it slide. I pick up the phone and dial Graham Stone, my mentor. He's one of the few people I trust to ground me, especially now. He answers quickly, already sounding like he knows what's coming. You got the email, didn't you? He says without a greeting. I bite back a snarl. Yeah, it's full of crap. Wants me to stop talking to Maddie like I'm some kind of villain. It's not about Maddie. It's about power. Logan. Blake's not worried about her. He's worried about what you know. Graham's voice is low, but his words hit me like a switch flipping. A powerful man doesn't panic unless he's protecting a leak. It's a leak. I lean back in my chair, letting the weight of those words settle in. Blake's panicking. He's not just trying to control Maddie. He's trying to cover something up, and I can smell it. The way his smile always feels like a mask. The way he sidesteps any real conversation about anything that matters. I thank Graham for the call, but before I can even process what he said, I get another surprise. Owen, Maddie's brother, texts me out of nowhere. I need to talk. Alone. I don't hesitate. I meet him at a small cafe in the corner of town, far away from any eyes. When I walk in, I spot him immediately. He looks like he hasn't slept in days, eyes red, hair messy. He doesn't meet my gaze at first, and the guilt's written all over him. You look like hell, Owen. I sit across from him, waiting for the explanation I didn't think I wanted but knew I needed. I'm sorry, he finally looks up at me. I should have told you sooner, but you're right. Should have never let her get involved. Involved in what? I ask, trying to hold the rage back. I can't decide if I want him to be honest, or if I want him to leave me alone with my bitterness. Blake's money isn't clean, Logan. Owen leans forward, voice barely above a whisper. I don't know all the details, but Maddie got pulled into something, a deal she couldn't back out of.
I think she thought she could control it, you know?
But she was wrong. I absorb it, but it doesn't hit me the way it should. Not yet. Not until he says the next part. She called you Logan because she knew you were the one person she could count on not to sell her out. I almost feel sorry for her. Almost. It's like some part of me wants to reach out, to make it all okay. She wasn't just playing me, she was playing herself too. But then I remember what she did. I remember how quickly she chose Blake over me, how easily she walked away, and how her promises felt like lies the minute I wasn't convenient anymore. I stand up and look down at Owen. Tell her I'm not her rescue plan anymore. Owen's eyes fill with regret, but it doesn't matter. He already knew I wasn't the person she could lean on. Neither of us are. I leave the cafe, the taste of the conversation bitter in my mouth. This game Blake's playing, it's not just about Maddie anymore, it's about me. And I'm done letting him think he's got the upper hand. I try to walk away. I really do. I keep telling myself that Maddie and Blake are no longer my problem, but life has other plans. It's like fate has decided I don't get to heal in peace. When I get home, my door is ajar. I freeze. I don't panic, not yet. I step inside slowly, heart pounding, looking for anything out of place. That's when I see it. My desk, once meticulously organized, is a mess. The drawer is open, my files scattered, and the worst part, my old letters, the ones I thought I'd burn, are now torn and strewn across the floor. Someone's been here. But it's not the letters I'm most worried about. The hard drive is gone. I freeze. The weight of it settles like a stone in my stomach. There's nothing on that drive that should matter to anyone. Just personal notes, some work-related things, stuff I'd put aside. But I know better now. It's not a coincidence. This wasn't just a break-in. This was targeted. I grab my phone, fingers trembling as I dial the building's security. They confirm it. Someone snuck in. No alarms. No sign of forced entry. They don't know who, but the camera caught something, just a face, and a blurry one at that. Detective Hannah Ruiz is the one who shows up. Of course, it's her. No one else is as sharp, as calm in situations like these. Her presence fills the room with a quiet authority. She looks around briefly before turning to me. Her gaze isn't cold, but it's calculating, like she's already made conclusions I'm not aware of. I'm guessing this wasn't random. Her voice is smooth, but I can hear the edge beneath it. I nod, swallowing hard. No, it's about the hard drive. I feel the weight of the words but don't elaborate. She knows exactly why I'm worried. She studies my face, her eyes narrowing slightly. What's on it? She asks, but there's no urgency. More like she already knows the answer. I hesitate, then tell her. Just some notes about a finance project I worked on. Maybe a few personal files. Nothing anyone would want. Nothing anyone would want, huh? She raises an eyebrow, clearly unconvinced. A folder with Pierce written on it. You didn't know it was there, did you? I blink. What folder? She flips open her tablet and shows me the security footage, the one where the intruder clearly takes the folder. It's labeled Pierce. The realization hits me like a ton of bricks. I didn't even remember making it. I rub my face, trying to piece things together. But I worked on a project with someone from a finance firm years ago. Hannah leans in, her eyes steady on me. You lost that job after Maddie left, didn't you? The timeline clicks into place like a puzzle snapping together. The project, the folder, my job loss, it wasn't random. It wasn't bad luck. I feel a knot tighten in my chest. I think it wasn't just coincidence. I walk to my couch, my mind racing. Maddie, everything suddenly ties back to her. It wasn't just a breakup. It wasn't just about love. She knew something. She was involved in all of it. I don't even think about it when I decide to confront her. I don't plan a speech. Don't think about the words I should choose. I just show up at her apartment. When I knock, she opens the door, her face falling when she sees me. Logan, I didn't expect. I don't need your excuses. I cut her off, no softness in my tone. Why did my life collapse the week you moved on? Why did I lose everything? She flinches, and for a moment, I think I see the same sadness in her eyes that I've carried for years. She starts crying, wiping at her eyes frantically. I didn't mean to destroy you. I didn't. I watch her fall apart, but I don't feel the same way anymore. I feel empty, Like everything she ever promised me was just smoke. I don't shout. I don't lose control. I just stare at her, cold. You chose Blake. You chose him over everything, including me. Her voice breaks and she pleads, Logan, I thought it was what I needed, but I was wrong. I swear I never meant. I'm done. I walk away before she can finish. Done with the lies. Done with trying to understand. She doesn't get to play the victim anymore. As I leave, I know one thing for sure. This time, I'm not the one who's going to be broken. I don't want to be the guy who lives for revenge. I can't be the guy who stays a victim either. I've learned that much. Graham's been drilling this into Minnie Verac, out of anger. Always play the long game. Fight smart, he says. Build your leverage, document everything, and don't make threats unless you can follow through. His words stick with me as I start putting my plan into motion. It's not about raising hell, it's about being invisible, gathering facts and waiting. I start collecting the truth like it's oxygen. Every text, every email, every mention of Blake and Mariette all goes into a secure folder. Each piece more damning than the last. Owen starts feeding me details quietly, ashamed but determined. It's clear he's trying to do the right thing, but he's still tangled in the mess. I don't know if he feels guilty for his sister or just wants to fix everything before it goes too far. There's a knot in my chest. I hate Maddie for what she did to me, for how she tossed me aside like I never mattered. But I don't want her dead. I don't want her ruined. The rage that used to cloud my vision is now slowly being replaced by clarity, but it still burns. That's when Nina Park reaches out. She's a journalist, relentless in her pursuit of the truth, and she's been tracking a finance scandal tied to Blake's firm for months. She doesn't know me from anyone else, but she thinks I'm just a minor character in the story. I correct her. I'm the person your story is sitting on. She's quiet for a second, then says, You're sure about that? I don't have time to be modest, I'm sure. We agree to talk off record first. When we do, my voice shakes not from fear, but because the rage I've buried for so long finally has words. I don't want to show it, but it's there, simmering under the surface. Nina listens carefully, taking notes, her silence more intimidating than any question she asks. Every word I speak feels like it's pulling me closer to something I can't take back. By the time the conversation ends, I feel lighter, but more determined than ever. Blake's downfall isn't going to be loud, it's going to be quiet, calculated, and when it hits, it'll hit hard. That night, as I sit in my apartment, I get another call from Maddie. My phone lights up, her name staring back at me like a wound that hasn't healed. I stare at it for a long time, feeling that old pull to pick up, but I don't answer. I won't. Instead, I let it go to voicemail. The sound of her voice muffled, desperate, more fragile than I've ever heard it reaches me. Logan, he knows I called you. Please, please don't let him. It cuts off. My hands go cold. I don't need her to say anything more. It's all falling apart for her, just like I knew it would. But this time, I'm not there to pick up the pieces. I press stop on the voicemail and stare at the screen, my mind racing with one thought. I'm not saving her anymore. I swipe the screen off, setting the phone down. I'm no longer waiting for a call that's never going to fix what's broken. The cafe is bright, too bright, with cameras flashing in every direction. I don't mind the attention. I've spent years watching people pretend. Blake plays in the shadows, thinking he's untouchable. But I don't need shadows. I've got daylight. I spot Maddie the moment she walks in. She looks nothing like the girl I used to know. Her skin is too pale, eyes too hollow, and the makeup she's layered on isn't to make herself look beautiful, it's to mask the fear. I stand, and she hesitates for just a moment before stepping toward me. I don't offer a hug. No words of comfort. I don't owe her that anymore. Logan, you're here. She says it like she's surprised, like this isn't what she expected. Like I'm still the person she can manipulate. I sit down, crossing my arms. Why do you want to meet? She looks around like she's afraid someone might be watching. Blake's shadow looms large, even in a cafe full of strangers. I can see her trying to hold herself together. Almost feel sorry for her. Almost. You know I didn't have a choice, right? She starts off slow, testing the waters like she's afraid of what she's about to say. Blake, he used me, Logan. Her voice cracks, but she doesn't stop. I thought I could control it. I thought I could control him. I almost laugh. It's so damn naive. She thought love could tame power. I thought it once too. But I know better now. Control him? I repeat, my voice flat. You really thought you could? She closes her eyes for a second, like she's embarrassed. You almost want to feel sorry for her, but I can't. Not anymore. He made me do things, Logan. She stares at her hands in her lap, too ashamed to look at me. Messages, signing papers. I stayed quiet because I thought I had to, had me convinced it was all for the better. Her words hang in the air and I swallow the bitter taste of them. I want to believe her. I do, but she's not a victim. She chose this. She chose him over me, over everything we were. And then what? I ask, my voice sharper than I mean it to be. You reunite with him because you thought it was for the best? She nods, but there's no conviction behind it. I thought love could change him, Logan. I thought I could make him better. Her voice cracks again, but it's not enough to move me. Maddie, you weren't changing him. You were feeding him. I don't even try to hide the anger in my voice. And you made me the fool in the process. Her eyes flash with regret, but it's too late. I never meant to hurt you, I swear. Looks down at the table, pulling her fingers through the loose strands of her hair, avoiding my gaze. I didn't realize how much Blake was using me until it was too late. I lean back in my chair, my chest tightening. Her words are fragments, like pieces of a puzzle that don't fit anymore. The worst part is when she admits the one thing I didn't want to hear. When I left you, I told Blake things about your work. She swallows hard, as if the confession burns her. I gave him something small, something I thought wouldn't matter. But it did. The weight of her words lands like a bomb inside me. My stomach churns as I feel the truth slamming into me. That's what cost me everything. It's that small detail, that slip of information, the thing I never even noticed she gave it to him. I close my eyes for a second, swallowing the rage that wants to spill over. I trusted her. I believed in her. And I paid for it. My job, my future, my life gone, because of her. You betrayed me, Maddie. The words escape me before I can stop them, and the air in the cafe feels thick with the weight of them. Her eyes water, but she doesn't apologize. She doesn't try to fix it. She can't. The moral dilemma hits harder than I ever expected. Do I expose Blake? I know I can bring him down, but what happens to Maddie? Does she go down too? If I protect her, I'm just playing into Blake's game. If I expose him, she goes down with him. Can't protect both of them. But can I really let Blake walk away untouched? I stand, my decision made. I can't fix her anymore. Can't even try. I leave the cafe. The words justice can look a lot like cruelty when it finally arrives echoing in my mind. I'm not playing the hero anymore. I'm playing the game. And this time, the rules have changed. Nina's story goes live, but it's subtle. No names, just patterns, just enough to make people ask questions. Blake's firm gets hit like a wrecking ball, but it's not enough to topple it yet. Nina's careful, and I respect that. She plays it smart. But the second that article hits, the internet starts sniffing around like sharks. It's only a matter of time before the blood's in the water. And Blake, being Blake, doesn't react the way I thought he would. I expected fury, or at least a sense of panic. Instead, he invites me to a meeting, a private one. He sends a sleek invitation, the kind that makes you feel like you've already lost before you walk in. It's a room in one of those skyscrapers that looks like a trophy glass walls. City view, the kind of place that screams success and power. I don't go because I'm scared. I go because I want to see his face when the walls start closing in on him. I want him to see me, standing tall, no longer the person who shrank under his smile. When I walk in, Blake's sitting there, leaning back in his chair with that smug smile of his, like he's already won. He gestures to the seat across from him, his eyes sharp, calculating. Logan, he starts, his voice smooth like he's still trying to charm me. I've been following your little crusade. You've got some impressive moves. I admire the way you've played the media. I don't take the bait. Instead, I sit down and stare at him, letting the silence linger between us. He doesn't like it, but he keeps going. Look, I think we've both been a little misunderstood, don't you? You've got potential, Logan. You're smart. Could use someone like you on my side. Fresh start, good money. Hell, I'll even throw in a new title for you. I lean forward slightly, watching his smile twitch just enough to show he's starting to get uncomfortable. You've got it all wrong, Blake. My voice is calm, steady. I'm not the one who needs saving. For the first time, his smile falters. Just a bit. He leans forward too, eyes narrowing. What's your point, Logan? His tone is sharper now, but it's still measured, still controlled, just not as confident as before. You don't scare me, Blake. I let the words sink in. You never did. I'm not here for your money, or your job, or your fresh start. I'm here to watch you lose. The room goes quiet for a second. It's not the silence of negotiation. It's the silence of someone realizing they're no longer in control. His jaw tightens, but he doesn't back down. You think you can destroy me with a few headlines? With your little game? He leans back again, trying to regain some composure, but the veneer is cracking. I'll bury you before you even have a chance to finish it. I don't flinch. He's making threats, but he's not using the right words anymore. That's when I know he's losing control. The power is slipping, and he's just trying to hold on. After the meeting, I step out into the bright sunlight, feeling the weight of it all. But something's different. I feel clearer. For the first time in a long time, I'm not reacting out of anger. I'm not fighting out of desperation. Then I notice it. A black car parked a little too close, a little too still. I don't need to guess who's inside. Blake is watching me, keeping tabs. I pull out my phone and dial Detective Ruiz. Her voice is steady when she picks up. You're being followed, I tell her, keeping my tone even. Same black car. I've got eyes on it. She pauses, and I can hear the slight shift in her voice. You're not crazy. He's not just watching. He's prepping for something. I run a hand through my hair, frustration boiling up. It's Maddie. He's preparing to make her the scapegoat, isn't he? She's quiet for a moment, then confirms, I think so. Be careful, Logan. You're not dealing with someone who's just losing power. He's dangerous. I hang up, my mind racing. Then my phone buzzes again. It's a text from Maddie. The message is simple, but it hits harder than it should. If I fall, I deserve it. But he can't win. I read it over and over, feeling the weight of it crash into me. She's finally facing the consequences of her choices. But she's also telling me something important. This isn't just about her anymore. For the first time in years, something sharper than anger stirs inside me. It's clarity. I'm not letting my pain be private anymore. I'm not staying silent while they keep playing their game. I'm done. Done with waiting. Done with being the victim. For the first time in my life, I'm playing the game on my own terms. The climax hits fast. 1 minute, I'm sitting in silence, wondering what's next. And the next, Nina drops the full expose. It's everything: paper trails, voice recordings, timestamps. It's a direct hit, no fluff, just cold, hard facts. Her article doesn't name names, but everyone knows who's involved. And when it hits, it's like a chain reaction. People start talking. Partners resign from Blake's firm, accounts freeze. Headlines explode. The world starts to spin out of his control. Detective Ruiz makes her move right on time, sweeping in like clockwork. She's the one to start unraveling the web Blake's built tonally this time. It's not just him in the spotlight. I am too. The press starts asking questions about everything I've done, everything I've said. The damage is already done, but it's not over. Blake doesn't go down quietly. I know what he's doing before the story hits. He leaks one last piece of information, something to try and save himself. The headline reads, Logan Carter and Madison Pierce, the unstable liars behind the scandal. They paint us as enemies of truth, as people who've manipulated the situation from the start. My stomach drops. For a few hours, I feel it again, the helplessness, the weight of it all. It's like I'm 25 again, watching Maddie walk away. It's watching my life fall apart while I can't do a damn thing to stop it. The old version of Mitha, one who would have thrown it all away to fix this, wants to surface. It wants to run to Maddie and fix everything, but that guy is gone. I've already been broken too many times to go back. My phone buzzes. It's Graham. His message is short and simple. Finish it. I don't hesitate. I've been saving one thing, the one thing I never wanted to use. But now it feels like the only choice I have. I pull out my phone, open the file, and hit send. Maddie's voicemail, the one where she admits everything. She can't deny it now. The voicemail cuts through the noise, clear and damning. And the signed document I found in her apartment, the one that proves Blake coerced high release, that too. The timing couldn't be better. I add the final piece. Proof that Blake's team targeted me years ago, the same way they've been controlling her. The truth is on the table now, and there's no turning back. Within minutes, everything flips. The media, the reporters, the world, they stop asking about Maddie and me. They start asking about Blake's past. He's no longer the powerful man in the spotlight, the criminal. But as much as I want to feel satisfaction, I can't. Maddie, she turns herself in. She's ready to testify, to give the truth that Blake tried to bury. She's still in the system, but she's no longer the villain. She's a witness now. I watched the footage later that night, the police station doors opening, and I see her walk in. The sight of it breaks something inside me. It's not love that I feel. It's not forgiveness either. It's just the final death of the fantasy I held on to for too long, that we were ever simple, that we could have been something we weren't. Something real. I don't know if I'll ever forgive her, but I know one thing for sure. I'm done being her rescuer. I'm done being the victim. The storm settles quickly after the chaos. Blake gets arrested. His empire crumbles, bit by bit, until it's nothing but court dates and endless consequences. He thought he could hold it all together, but I guess even the most polished facades crack when you push them too far. Nina's story becomes the kind of warning people quote for months. And I hear her name whispered in every conversation, like a cold reminder that no one is untouchable. Medici takes the deal. It's not an easy one. Accountability, therapy, restitution, a long road. But at least she's on it. The letters, the calls, they stop. She doesn't try to reach out again. Instead, she writes me a letter. A letter that isn't about apologies or desperate pleas. It's about closure. She doesn't ask for my forgiveness. She doesn't ask for rescue. It's funny how you can feel so much pain and so much nothing all at once. I read her words, but I don't romanticize the hurt. I don't pretend she didn't break me. I won't let myself go back to that place, the one where I thought love was a reason to forgive everything. In her letter, she admits to the reality of her choices. I thought I could fix it, she says. I thought I could fix him, but I broke us both. There's no fight in her words. It's just acceptance. Regret, but it doesn't change anything. I can't fix her. I can't even help her. I can only move forward. I sit in my apartment, the walls somehow feeling thicker now, like the weight of everything that's happened is pressing in from every side. The new locks on my door are a small comfort. They're not just for protection, they're for peace. The shoebox of letters is still sitting there on the shelf, silent. It's unopened, like it's waiting for me to finally make a decision. I've been holding on to it for too long, not because I'm nostalgic, but because I've been holding on to the past. Her, U.S. I finally reach for it, the cardboard creaking in my hands. One by one, I throw everything away, every memory, every scrap of paper that used to matter. It's not out of bitterness. It's because I'm free. I stand there for a moment, watching the trash can fill up with what used to be everything. The weight lifts, and for the first time in a long time, I don't feel the need to look back. The last thing I throw away is the old letter from Maddie, the one where she promised me forever. I don't keep it because I don't need it. I don't need her words or his lies or any part of the past that holds me hostage. I don't want to be defined by what happened, by the people who couldn't stay, by the mistakes that were made. I want to be defined by who I choose to be moving forward. For the first time, I feel like I'm living. It's a strange, quiet kind of power, this freedom. And I realized something I didn't want to admit before. I didn't need revenge to feel strong. I didn't need to tear them down to find my own worth. I just needed the truth. And now, for the first time, I have it.